Welcome back to the Random Sound Mind Podcast. I'm your host, JT. Thanks again for tuning in. As you can see, I'm not in my suit today. I'm kind of doing this on the fly, so I've got the hat, the t-shirt. But today's episode, we are going to cover the Israel-Gaza ceasefire peace deal. Now, you probably heard about this over the weekend, and if not, definitely by Monday, I would think, in some form. It hit the news cycle Monday all over the place. So I'm going to watch some videos with you together, and then I'm going to do some comments at the end, kind of my takeaways. All right, here we go.
Together, and it continues till today. So I want to thank you all very much. I appreciate the way you covered this really momentous. I've never seen anything like it. The level of love, the level of respect for what it is, and it's peace in the Middle East, and everybody said it's not possible to do, and it's going to happen, and it is happening. Do
you see that? Love and respect. The way he talks. He did not say, oh, through my sheer hatred and through bullying and through everything else. No, love and respect for those who were involved in this deal and those other country leaders who worked with him. And then he talks about what? The impossible, how people thought it was. And yet here it is. It's happening. And as I believe Trump is a man of faith, he knows probably very well Matthew 19:26 that says, with man, this is impossible. But with God, all things are possible. So I think he's probably thinking that. And if not, I bet someone might remind him on his staff. All right, let's keep going.
Before your very eyes. And that's why it's become so fascinating. Marco, do you have anything to say?
Egypt's been a phenomenal participant. I think both Steve and Jared will tell you the critical role they played, and they can tell you themselves. They hosted the talks here, and they're going to play a very important role now in the follow-up, the implementation of this, which is really, it's not simply about restoring Gaza, it is about transforming the region. So we have an incredible partner, a long alliance, very capable.
Let me stop it right there. It's not just about Gaza. It's about transforming the region. From what to what, right? It's from not so good to good. This will be a catalyst. This deal will be an impetus for the rest of the Middle East. And as Trump has said multiple times, he wants peace and prosperity for everyone. And I think we're going to look back on this not only a year from now, but 20 years from now, 50 years from now, and think what this has done for the Middle East region. And Secretary of State Rubio is exactly right in his comments. Let's keep going.
Partner here and a tremendous collection of leaders. This is clearly, in my mind, I think in the mind of everyone in this room, probably one of the most important days for world peace in 50 years. That's not an exaggeration.
Only 50?
Maybe 100. Certainly since the end of World War II, Mr. President.
You got to love Trump's sense of humor, don't you? He's great. So as you notice what Rubio says there, this is the most important deal in the last, 50 years, which goes back to 1975. Trump, of course, chimes in with his great sense of humor and says, no, not the last 100. And then Rubio probably catches himself and catches the math and says since World War II. Now, that is obviously ended in 1945. So that's technically 80 years. So 80 years ago was the last deal, in Rubio's opinion, that has been so monumental. Now, you got to let that sink in for just a second on what that means coming from a man like Rubio and a president like Trump. It's amazing. And I will tell you why I think it's important. One reason is the longstanding feud between Israel and Gaza, the Palestinians, is now over. Fingers crossed, it may not be, but for right now it is. Why else? This is what makes this deal to me very unique. It's got buy-in from the Muslim world. The neighboring nations around there are bought in. They're committed not only to keep the peace, but with monetary dollars and investment and in troops as well. What else makes this a big deal for the last 80 years? You've got other countries all over the world, as you'll see in later clips, that have come in to be a part of this. So quite astonishing.
People across the region and around the world have been working, striving, hoping, and praying for. They have done things over the last month that I think were really unthinkable. Nobody thought this could happen. With the historic agreement we've just signed, those prayers of millions have finally been answered. As you know, the hostages have been
Okay, so stopping right there, he talked about hopes and prayers being answered. That is a man who's in touch with a higher power. He would say the Christian God, of course, but he's right. He's in touch with something. To even say that, boy, he sounds like a real Nazi fascist Hitler, doesn't he? Right? Mainstream media and TDS leftist lunatics, you morons. Yeah, he's a real bad guy talking like that. Uh, anyway, he gives credit to other leaders as well.
In the Middle East, and we've heard it for many years, but nobody thought it could ever get there, and now we're there. I want to congratulate everybody
Again, the impossible
sitting in these
becoming
first
possible.
few rows and standing behind me. I don't know why they chose to stand, but I promise I'll make it short, okay? We are not going to keep you standing for long. These are great leaders. After years of suffering and bloodshed, the war in Gaza is over. Humanitarian.
So he's giving credit to other leaders. And of course, love his sense of humor, right? Making jokes, cracking jokes about standing instead of sitting.
New and beautiful day is rising, and now the rebuilding begins. The rebuilding is maybe going to be the easiest part. I think we've done a lot of the hardest part because the rest comes together. We all know how to rebuild, and we know how to build better than anybody.
This is the deal maker. What you're seeing right there, that's the deal maker. A new and beautiful day is rising. Wow. So I think in Trump's mind, this isn't just a golden age for America. It's also for Gaza. It's also for the Middle East. It's also for Israel. So, and everybody's a winner when compromises are made in these deals. And again, no one does deals better than him. So all the people who said he didn't have any political experience, you can kind of take a flying leap right about now. These politicians who speak, but they can't act, who have diplomacy, but don't have anything to back it up except strong words. Trump is a man of action. That's what makes him a great leader. Okay, this is clip 3. I'm going to play a little bit, talk a little bit. Here we go.
Thank you very much. We have Armenia. Oh, and Azerbaijan. That's a little war that we stopped. That's a little war. There they are. Look at them. They're sitting. When I met with them, it was in the Oval Office. They fought for like 31 years or some crazy number. And they had one sitting on that side of the Oval Office, one sitting. By the time we finished in 1 hour, they were both hugging each other. And now they're friends and they're getting along great. Look at it. So I want to thank you both. That's incredible. Really incredible.
So here he is once again, giving a shout out and credit to 2 countries and 2 leaders, Armenia and Azerbaijan. Another war that he stopped after 31 years, he said, of fighting. And what I really want you to notice is the joy. Did you notice that on his face for these 2 countries? The happiness he has that peace is here for them. And then giving them credit and acknowledgement with the kind of weight that he holds as the preeminent leader of the free world.
France, thank you very much, Emmanuel. I would imagine Emmanuel standing someplace behind me. Where is he? I can't believe it. You're taking a low-key approach today.
That's great.
He's my friend.
That is great. Again, this is why people love him. He's authentic, but just that, poking sense of humor in his own way while acknowledging someone else. It's Macron of France there. So I had to show that because Trump's sense of humor is terrific. You got to be smart to make jokes because if you're dumb, you are the joke. That's the saying, I think, right? So, okay, here's the 4th and final clip. So let me just get into it. You're going to really like this if you haven't seen it already.
Prime Minister Sharif of Pakistan, and also I have to say my favorite field marshal from Pakistan, who's not here, but the Prime Minister is here, and you're going to give his regards. Where are you? There you go. Thank you very much. Do you want to say what you said to me the other day? Come, would you like
He's
to
putting
say
him on
what
the
you
spot.
said the other day? I think it was so nice. Please.
Thank you very much, my dear President Trump, my dear brother President Fadil Sisi of Egypt, Majesties, Highnesses, Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum, and a very good evening. Well, I would say today is one of the greatest days in contemporary history.
One of the greatest days in contemporary history. That echoes back to what Secretary Rubio said. Something like this hasn't been done in 80 years. Let's continue.
Because peace has been achieved after untiring efforts. Efforts led by President Trump, who is genuinely a man of peace, who has
Genuinely a man of
relentlessly
peace.
and untiringly worked throughout these months, day in and day out, to make this world a place to live with peace and prosperity. I would say that Pakistan had nominated President Donald Trump for Nobel Peace Prize.
There it is. Could you believe it? Could you ever think, go back 5 years, especially go back 10 years, the Prime Minister of Pakistan nominating the President of the United States for a Nobel Peace Prize? Unbelievable. Amazing. Amazing.
For his outstanding, extraordinary contributions to first stop war between India and Pakistan and then achieve ceasefire along with his very wonderful team. And today, again, I would like to nominate this great president for Nobel Peace Prize
Hear that, media?
because I genuinely feel
Of course not.
that he is the most genuine and most wonderful candidate for Peace Prize because he has brought not only peace in South Asia,
Right.
saved millions of people, their lives. And today, here in Sharm el-Sheikh, achieving peace in Gaza is saving millions of lives in the Middle East. Mr. President, I would like to salute you for your
I would like to salute you. I love it. Yeah. People with TDS and the media don't get it. But people like that get it. And that's all that matters. And Trump's eyes and my eyes on people on our side, on the right, that's all that matters. The respect that he's given for what he's done, which is a miraculous feat.
exemplary leadership, visionary leadership.
Leadership.
And I think that you're the man this world needed most at this point in time.
You are the man this world needed most at this time. I hope you heard that. And that's one of my takeaways is this unique leader that we have is number 47, President Donald J. Trump.
World would always remember you as a man who did everything, went out of the way to stop 7 and today 8 wars. I would like to
Stop 7, today 8. Yeah. We need to put him on Mount Rushmore. Let's just say it right now. Okay, so I'm going to sum up some of my observations of the clips that we watched and some of the takeaways I have. Hopefully it'll benefit you as well. Did you notice how President Trump gave credit to those around him, other leaders, people on his own team, but yet took some credit for himself? That's a strong leader. Did you notice how President Trump talked about overcoming the impossible? He talked about answering hopes and prayers. He is in tune with that aspect of his life and in tune with the higher power God. That's a spiritual leader. Something else. Trump has the respect of the entire world. That was evident, was it not? And yet he gave respect. You saw how he did that. You only saw parts of the clips. But he does it also in a jovial way, maybe poking fun at somebody in a fun way. That is an inspiring leader. Trump had the best interests of others. Do you see that with the countries that he talked about resolving wars? He truly does love other people. And love, as I was taught years ago, and I hold this definition, love is seeking the best and highest interests of someone else. So that's a loving leader. And finally, Trump is an alpha. President Trump is an alpha. We all know that. And his deals are win-win for everybody. He just doesn't care about the accolades of outsiders. He just wants the deal done. So the libtards at the Nobel Peace Prize, who won't give him one, but gave Obama two, he doesn't care. He got the deal done. And that's a selfless leader. Until next time, stay alert, stand firm, show courage, and be sound.